is Christmas Eve in the UK. Actually quite late on in Christmas Eve. It's about 5 p.m. now. And I feel like this is the perfect time to make this video. This video probably will not go out before Christmas Day, but still it gives you some perspective and still within the Christmas period. So hopefully it will help you if you're someone who does need to hear this. I'm not sure if this is just a thing in Britain, but a lot of people love to put their feet up at Christmas and have some time to relax. And I'm all for this before I get hate and comments from people telling me that it's all about balance and that you need to spend time to relax and with your family. And I'm all for this. I 100% encourage you to spend time with your family and loved ones and take some time to just kind of relax and reflect. But unfortunately, a lot of people define fun and relaxing not as doing stuff that is actually fun and relaxing. A lot of people will say this, but they're actually referring to just getting drunk and just being quite self-destructive, unfortunately. But I want this video to mainly be motivation for you, because if you are someone who has struggled over years to felt like Christmas has been a good time to maybe do some more, then you felt quite bored in this time, because this is how I've felt over recent years when I've grown up a bit. I'm 22 myself, so the effect of Christmas has kind of worn off. It doesn't really feel the same as when I was a kid, unfortunately. So it's not the same anymore. After Christmas Day, every day is kind of like the same. I can't lie to you. Like, it's nice to spend Christmas Day with my family and stuff and have that nice moment and to celebrate Christmas for what it actually is. But after that, I'm kind of like, okay, let's get back to it and let's get back into my goals, because that's where I feel I'm most purposeful and I'm most happy, really. And most people would have broken up from their work, their office job, education on the 22nd of December, which was last Friday. And they will have till the 2nd of January off, maybe even later, 5th, 7th of January, I've heard some people. So they have probably between 10 days or 14 days off. Maybe if you're working in a service job or hospitality or in a hospital or in the travel industry, then this won't apply for you, because you probably have to work over Christmas, unfortunately. But much respect to you for doing this, because I can imagine it being very difficult, obviously being away from your family and putting your career first. But a lot of respect for you, because I know how difficult it can be to work and be away from your family over Christmas. But for those people who have this time off, a lot of them will just end up wasting time, eating junk food, drinking a lot, going to bed late, waking up late, ruin that sleep pattern that they might have formed quite well over the last few weeks or so, spending more money than they usually do, because it is Christmas after all. It only happens once a year. Sat in front of the TV, watching football on Boxing Day, not exercising. You can kind of picture what this looks like. You might have been like that yourself, or you know people in your family who kind of live like that over Christmas, and then it'll be New Year, new me. I'll start again in the new year. But Christmas is a time where I can just relax and spend, like I say, don't get me wrong, good time to relax, good time to put your feet up, so to speak. But my message to you, as well as hopefully giving you some motivation, is that actually spend that time to relax and not be self-destructive and go back in the new year in a worse place. Because the motivation that I want to give you with this video is that just by doing the bare minimum this week, let's just say it's mainly not doing the things, which is it's quite funny really, that I'm just saying just don't do a lot of things like drinking a lot, eating a lot of junk food. And the only things that I feel like you need to just maintain is just do a bit of exercise every single day and work on something purposeful for you. Because if you are someone like myself who wants a bit more from life, who I want to pursue entrepreneurship, this YouTube channel, if I'm serious about that, I've got to carry on over Christmas. Yes, maybe don't need to do as much as I do normally, but I'm still going to try and record as much as I can. I'm not going to record on Christmas Day, but most days other than that, I plan on recording over this time when I've got the spare time, because before Christmas I didn't have as much time to do it. So I've got a large amount of time. Like I say, a lot of people have so much more time than they realise, and I just think it's a perfect time for me to do this, and I've got to capitalise on this. But I didn't want to make this video just solely about Christmas, because I just wanted to make it about the calendar in general, because a lot of people allow the calendar to dictate their whole life. So we have in the UK the main celebrations. We obviously have Christmas, which people take a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, even longer off. Then you have Easter, which can be 4 days or so. Some people take a bit longer too. Then some people still in the UK, which I think is bad, they celebrate Halloween. I think that's a lot more younger thing. Obviously in the US you have Thanksgiving, and bank holidays in the UK as well, which mainly are throughout summer too. And also weekends, which is the biggest one in general. Like, how many weeks is there in a year? I think there's 62 or 64, I could be wrong. So say that's over 120 days a year where a lot of people just get quite complacent and do the things that I mentioned, get drunk, eat shit food, ruin their sleep pattern. And like this is a time where you can take advantage, particularly when you're younger and you don't have commitments such as children, you don't have a wife, you don't have bills to pay, you don't have as many commitments, you have a lot more spare time and free money. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, but definitely time is something that we have to use to our advantage. So that's something you need to be aware of. Like I say, if you want a bit more from life, you're gonna have to put in the work over Christmas, whether you like it or not. As you're just not gonna see progress because there's just not enough time really in our usual day-to-day basis. If you're just working like a job and then you've got other stuff going on throughout the year, it's quite hard. And I feel like this is the perfect time for you to just get your head down, do as much as you can. Like I say, I don't want you to just isolate yourself and just work on whatever it is or anything like that, but just spend a bit of time, like I say, 20-30 minutes a day just working on something. Obviously if you have a bit more time and you're feeling up for it, do a bit more. But I don't know, I just feel like you have to do this. And like I say, spend it to relax. You could do something like go to the spa, make sure you get good quality sleep, get 8-9 hours a day, meditate, just stuff like this. That is going to actually be relaxing for you, and then you can go into the new year a lot more fresher than a lot of other people who are being destructive when they say they're relaxing and having a nice time. Personally, I think next year, a bit of a side note, but next year I would quite like to be in Spain, somewhere a bit sunnier, depending on my personal circumstances, because obviously I have a lot in my personal life going on currently. But I just feel like with the chaos in the UK and everyone, I went shopping the other day with my mum. We went to Marks and Spencer's, which a lot of people will know is quite like a higher end supermarket in the UK. It was just absolutely manic. There was people everywhere, there was staff everywhere. Obviously it's Christmas, what do you expect? Like, yeah, of course. But it's windy, it's cold, I could barely move, and it was a night. Parking was a nightmare, all of this. And I just thought, like, Christmas in the UK, I just don't like it. And I don't like how a lot of people just waste their time, because I do speak to a lot of people and they're like, yeah, it's quite boring, but use that to your advantage. And if you are someone who is into content creation like myself, then it's a double advantage. It's a double-edged sword, so to speak. That's a good way of phrasing it. Is that you have the time to go and make the content, record the content, and also a lot of other people are in the same boat as you because they have got the time, so they're going to have the time to go and watch your content because they're quite bored and they're looking for content, because also a lot of other people aren't posting, so it's a great time for you to go and post content. But like I say, my overall message, I just want you to enjoy your time over Christmas and be mindful that, like I say, if you get ahead this week, then when it comes to the 1st of January, you're going to feel a lot more better about yourself, and you're going to feel a lot more confident too that you can go and pursue something and create a better life for yourself in 2024 compared to what you have done in 2023. And just by doing, like I say, those, just a minimum, not being destructive to yourself, you will get so far ahead of so many more people. If, like I say, the content creation, if you're into that game at all, just post something every day over the next 10 days. I can guarantee you'll reap the rewards by the end of January, and that's just guaranteed, because no one else is really doing that, and you'll start off the year with some momentum behind you, and I hope you can carry that forward throughout 2024. But like I say, this is the last video before Christmas. It won't come out before Christmas Day, but it is Christmas Eve. It's about 5 PM now, so I'm going to go and have a nice time with my family. Just going to go for a meal now. And then, yeah, I'll enjoy Christmas Day, and then Boxing Day, I'll probably be back on this, because I'm like, this is what I want to do, and I feel like that is one day, have a nice time, and then get back to it. And I encourage you to somewhat do the same if you want to pursue something. But anyway, I hope you have a great Christmas, spend it wisely, enjoy your time off, enjoy the time with your family. Yeah, like and subscribe. Personal link to my coaching is below. Have a great Christmas, guys. Take care.